Right, now we're ready to put a roof on our house, and before we do that I'm going to run you through a couple of exercises that you can do to have a look at the different ways that we can put different types of roof on houses. Now you should have downloaded a file and it's in your Revit template and exercise folder that you would have downloaded from Moodle, and it's called Roof Type Exercise. So we open that one up. It's just been built in an architectural template, and it has four walls. If we just go in and have a look, you can see that we've got just four lots of walls, so that we can put a roof on each one of those. The first roof that we're going to look at is a hip roof. So I'm just going to come back to our ground level here, and I'm going to work on this set of walls here. So I'll just zoom in a little bit, and we can just make that a little bit finer so we can see the actual walls. Okay, so we pick roof, and if we hover over that we can get a down arrow, and we're going to use roof by footprint. It's asking me, do I want to create the roof on level 1? Revit's pretty smart, it realizes you're on the ground floor, and if I said no, it would actually put the roof at ground floor level, but we want it up above the wall, so we'll go and say yes for that level 1. You'll notice now that we have this modify and create roof area here, very similar to what we had for our slab, where we've got this tick and a cross. And again, I remind you that when you're in this mode, you can't use anything else. If you come out and try and go into architecture or something, it's going to be all blanked out. You must have either ticked it or cross so that you can move on. Now I'm going to pick this one here, which draws by walls, because this is a fairly simple way of doing it. We can draw it by lines if we want, but I'm just going to pick this one at this stage, pick by walls, and I'm going to have define slope selected, and I'm going to give it an overhang of 450. And when I talk about an overhang, it's how far it's going to overhang from the wall itself, so a protection overhang. If I now go near that wall, you can see that I'm getting this dashed line in showing me where that roof is going to go to. Obviously if I go on this side, it's going to think, well, he wants the roof 450 on that side. So make sure you are on the right side when you select it, and just work around. You'll notice that Revit cleans up your sketch as you go around and completes the roof. You can see that we can still change it from side to side in the same way with all our tools using Revit, and this little thing here defines our slope. Okay, if we come down we can see we've got 30-degree slope on that one, and what I want to do is change all these. I'm just going to I'll highlight them all, so we'll just escape a couple of times to come out of that and highlight the whole roof. And you see in here you can adjust your slope of the roof in here. So I'm going to make this one 25. You can make it whatever you like when you do your exercise, but just realize that you might want to play around with it later and actually do another change on it to see what it looks like when you change the angle. So I'm going to make this one 25 and bring it over. As soon as I come onto here, that change has been made. So I'm going to click on that, and it appears nothing happened because I'm on ground level. But if I come up to have a look at level 1, we see this view. You can see the roof is there, but it looks like it's been chopped off at the top. Now all that is that our cut view is set wrong for this particular level view, and if I go and just click on around the outside somewhere so that I get into that level 1 floor plan, come down to the edit, where is it, right down, edit view range, we'll get a little box come up here. I'm going to make this 4000, and I'm going to make the cut plane at 4000. So hopefully that'll put it above. I might just make that 5000 actually. I think this level 1 is actually at 4000 in this architectural drawing. So we'll make that at 4000, apply, and you can see now that we have our roof. If we go and have a look at that 3D, you can see that we've got our roof, and with an overhang as well. Just come back to our ground floor. And as I said, level 1, so we can see that roof. And as I said, if you want to change that, you can select it and then go edit footprint, and that brings you back into your modifying, creating zone. If you wanted to change all the angles, you could change them back, make it 45 this time, and OK. If we have a look at that again, you can see it's got a steeper roof. You can also change angles on various slopes as well, and I'll just show you that one as well, back into level 1. select our roof, edit the footprint, and this time we're just going to select one side. You can just type that into there. So if I make this one, I'll do it on this side because we're looking from that side. I'll just change this to 15 degrees and OK that, and you can see that our line of the roof has changed already, and it will be quite dramatic when you look at it in 3D. You can see that we've got quite a bit of change, but it's done some sort of weird things here too, so you need to watch out when you do this that it often will do some weird things on your roof line as well, so be careful with changing those too dramatically, otherwise you'll get some really bad errors there. I'm just going to come back and OK our 45-degree one there. Okay, now we're going to create a gable roof on this view, so I'll come back to my level 1 and just zoom into that a little bit so we can see it, and I'm going to come back up, use the same tool, roof by footprint, but this time take off defines just put in your roof the same way as we did before, same overhang 450, pick walls, and around we go, and then deselect by hitting escape a couple of times. Select that wall, that roof edge, and that roof edge by holding control key down, so you've selected both of them, and then untick define slope. Untick the define slope, and then tick our roof, and you can see that we're now looking like we've got a gable roof occurring there. On our next set of walls, I'm going to put in a roof type that is often referred to as a shed roof, and really it's like a flat roof that has a slight slope on it. So we'll come back to level 1, and we'll just move over and zoom into our third set of walls. Pick roof again, same roof by footprint again. This time what we're going to do is go in and have our 450 overhang the same. We're still using our pick walls. Come in, pick our first wall where we have a slope, then go up and click define slope, turn that off, and come around and pick the other 3 edges of the roof. Now you notice that we only have our defined slope on this side, which means that it is going to go up in this direction. So this is low and this edge is going to be high, and because we've got that set at a fairly high angle, when we OK that and go and have a look at 3D version, you can see it's up fairly high there. Okay, we'll just get that a little bit more central. We can select that roof just there, come in to our angle, edit footprint, come into our angle and change that to whatever we want. Let's put it at 15 degrees, more realistic, and OK that, and you can see how that's coming down. Now some houses have almost flat roofs. When you see the house, it doesn't look like it has a hip type roof or a gable type roof on it. Sometimes it just looks flat. Often they will be using bond deck type roofing, and they will have that down as low as 5 to 10 degrees. So you may wish to look at using that type. Others, more architecturally designed type houses, will often sometimes use a combination of different angles at slopes to give it a nice look, a mountainous sort of look about it. The next and last roof that we're going to look at is we're going to create a profile. So I'll come into my level 1 again. We'll just zoom in on that. We'll just zoom in. That over and zoom in on this last one, and we'll go up to roof, but this time we're going to pick roof by extrusion. Roof by extrusion, and if you hold on there, you can see what it's going to do. We're going to put a line in that the roof will be extruded to that particular shape. So you can get some quite interesting finishes with this type of thing, and you may have seen curved roofs and that type of thing as well. It says what work plane do you want to use. Leave that on none and just leave it on pick a plane, and then come down and pick this wall down the bottom, and it will ask you which one you want to use as the point where you want to sketch your extrusion shape, and I'm just going to click on south wall and then open. and you can see we've come up in a side view. I want to be on level 1, and I don't want any well, we can put offset in. Let's try that. I haven't tried the offset before, but let's try it. 450. Come over. Now we have our sketch mode come up again. I'm going to pick, in this case, a start end with a middle point radius. You could pick any of these other shapes here. You could do a curve as well, but this one's pretty simple. I'm going to come off here 450, and I might need to zoom right in to get my 450. I can just type it in. And I'm coming over the other side, and it's making it a little bit difficult to get it there. I'll just put it in there, and we'll be able to fix that up a bit later on. And you can see we've got this shape sort of coming here. It's asking where it wants a middle point. I'm just going to put it in here, and just hit escape a couple of times to come out and OK that, and it creates our roof. Now you can see it's got a thickness here, and that is determined by what the thickness of our roof family is, and we could change that to any of these generic ones. If I change that, you can see that that gets thinner. These ones are larger as well, so you can change that to whatever you want. If we come and have a look at that in 3D, you can see that we're getting that sort of shape happening, and that offset that we did first, if we go to an east-west view, you can see that it hasn't offset it. No, it should have offset up each end here, but it hasn't done it. You'd have to, it's funny, maybe I need to put minus offset there, but we can play around with that and have a look how it works if you want to try that particular type of roof. Just get back to my views here. Okay, the last thing we need to look at with roof is that you can see, well, this is no good that these roofs, there's big gaps here, and we want to go up into the actual house or into the roof. And what we can do there is when we select a wall, you'll see up in your modify attach top base. So if we click on that, it will build that wall up. Why didn't it? Oh, wait a minute. Attach top, and then you've got to actually pick the roof, and it will put it up. Same with this one. We can hold our control key down and actually pick all of these 3 roofs, and then we want to attach it to that. Sorry, let me do that again. Select all the 3, attach to top, select the roof, and up it comes. We can do the same to this one here, and we could select both sides, attach to that roof, and all of those are the same. So if we look at that north view, I think it's the south view we want, you can see how all of those are going right up to the top, except for obviously our hip roof, which isn't. So that's how we can draw 4 different styles of roof using Revit. Complete this exercise. You can upload it to Moodle if you want for me to have a look at, but I'm not grading it, but it is an exercise that's very important for you to do so that you do understand how you can do different types of roof.